In this video, I show you how I go about reviving the faded facial paintwork of a vintage Rootstein mannequin, and you don't need to know how to paint at all. So here's Luna. You might have seen her before. She was in my unboxing a rare vintage mannequin video that came out last week or the week before. Luna is a celebrity because she is the first black model that appeared on the cover of British Vogue. She's a complete trailblazer in the world of modeling, and as such, Adele Rootstein turned her into this beautiful, very rare mannequin. So I thought it's a great opportunity for me to show you how you can actually revive this old, tired looking makeup. I'm going to call it makeup, but it's paint. But I'm going to show you that it's actually not beyond repair, and we can get her looking quite good again with just a few simple lotions and potions. And I'm going to show you all that in this video. It's very easy. All you need to do is understand that she's been painted with oil-based paint, and we can revive that quite easily. And after all, this channel is called Mannequin Revival, so let's do that. First thing we've got to do is give her a wash. We've got to figure out what's actually her paint and what's an old stain. So I've got her lying in the bathtub. That's what all that white is. And I'm just going to give her a bit of a blast with some water. And I'm going to use soap to just kind of get this grime off her face. And then we'll figure out what's staying and what's going. I don't know if you can see, she's got a little bit of a crack in her paint that runs from the corner of her mouth down to her jawline, and there's a little fine one right above her eye there. Can't really do much about that, but we can definitely make her so beautiful that you don't even notice it and get her looking great again. So this is just soap. It's actually just dishwashing liquid, and I'm using one of those bog standard kitchen scourer sponge things, just not using the scouring side because you could quite easily take off that cheek color that she's got there. So just give it a little bit of a wash, just to go gentle on it, and then let it dry. And this is what it's like when it's dry. So you've got a chip on the end of her nose, two chips at the bottom of her lip there. They kind of look like they are highlights in the gloss paint, but they're actually chips. She's lost her eyeliner. When her eyelashes came off, it took some of the eyeliner with her, so we're going to repaint that. And yeah, generally she's just got a few little spots here and there that we're going to try and sort out. So I've got some sandpaper here, 240 I think it is. I'm just using circular motions to just sand that chip on the tip of her nose. I'm trying to sort of go from the outside in towards the middle of the piece of paint that's missing. You don't want to kind of brush against the edges of that paint because you might just make the chip even bigger. So I'm just doing it ever so slightly, nothing major, just trying to soften the edges of the paint where it's chipped off and kind of just prepare the tip of her nose for a little bit of paint that I'm going to do later on. Now you can actually get rid of some fine marks that these mannequins have by using a pencil eraser, and that's what I'm doing here. She's got one along her chin there, and this eraser might take that off. I'm going to give it a crack, see if it works. Sometimes these are just like sort of rubbery, sticky, greasy kind of smudges that things get brushed up against mannequins, and they can come off by using a pencil eraser. Once again, you just got to be careful. Don't use it on areas like blusher or eyeshadow because it might just take the paint right off, and that's because it's just a really fine sheer layer of paint that creates those aspects of a mannequin's face. This is acrylic paint that I have just mixed up to match that same brick color that you can see is missing on the chips of her lip there. Acrylic paint's fine to just touch this up. I am going to give her a complete new look, so this is just temporary and it's just to show you what's possible. I've got some brown, some black and some white acrylic paint that I've mixed up here, and I'm just going to fill in those areas that have been taken away when her eyelashes came off. I don't want to use straight black acrylic paint because it's actually amazing just how black paint is, and it would probably really stand out on this faded mannequin paint. So I've just mixed up a sort of a faded looking black color that I'm just going over just where it needs it, not the complete eyeliner. I don't want to kind of go over anything that I don't really need to. And this happens quite often because the eyelashes that she would have originally worn would have been, I think they're called scrim eyelashes, and they're stuck on with really quite heavy rubber cement, and it dehydrates after a while, and when it comes off it usually takes the sort of the eyeliner or the color that is underneath with it. So that's quite an amazing difference already, I think. I'm just going to paint this chip on the tip of her nose. This is household oil-based enamel paint that I am just using for another project, and it's about the same color. It's not 100% the same color, but close enough. And if you put it on symmetrically, it just looks like the tip of her nose has been highlighted anyway. So it's good enough. Good enough for these purposes anyway. And I'm just stippling this on because that's how they would have done that originally, and it sort of matches the same texture as the paint. Certainly don't want brush strokes in the paint, so stippling it on is better. Now I have some linseed oil and some varnish here that I'm going to be using in this next part. This is just the linseed oil. I'm not mixing them together, I'm using them separately. But this is just linseed oil that I'm painting over with a really wide, soft brush, trying to use the minimum amount of linseed oil. But what this will do is it will penetrate that dried out paint that's all over her face, reinvigorate the pigment and the color, and after a while, after a few days, the linseed oil will cure. It cures, it doesn't dry, it cures, I think that's the correct term, and all of that color will stay nice and vibrant, and some of that shine will disappear, so she won't stay really greasy and oily looking. The shine will dissipate as the linseed oil cures, but you could always go over with some matte sealer if you really wanted to, but in the interest of time, I'm not going to do this in this video. You'll see how she looks at the end of the video when I show you the pictures of how much the shine disappears after a few days. So that's made quite a difference, I think, hasn't it already? The paint looks a lot more vibrant. Right, so I'm just going to wipe the excess off with a piece of kitchen towel, and obviously I'm just going to avoid the end of her nose there because that paint is still wet on the tip of her nose, but you could do this in different stages, of course, but I'm just trying to get this video produced nice and quickly and effectively. So now I have the varnish, which is varnish that's designed to go on top of oil-based paint, artist oil-based paint, and I'm just reglazing her eye, her iris. Try not to say eyeball, it doesn't sound very glamorous. They weren't too bad anyway. The varnish seems to have lasted very long, considering that this makeup's probably been on there probably since, I don't think it's the 60s, because I don't think that this is her original paint. She was obviously repainted at some point, because where her paint is flaking off, I can see a deeper, browner tone, so she's been whitewashed to a certain degree, which is a bit of a shame. So this paint job has probably been on her since the 70s, I would say, because it's kind of got a 70s sort of look. So nonetheless, it is a vintage Rootstein paint job, so that's why I'm just showing you that you can revive them. Right, eyelashes. So eyelashes make a huge difference, obviously. Now, Luna used to wear quite 60s like eyelashes, so spidery looking eyelashes. These Korean eyelashes are great for mannequins because they have quite a long band that the hair is attached to, and because mannequin eyes are so exaggerated and bigger than a human eye, they work really well. So these are quite sort of spidery looking 60s like eyelashes, and they work quite nicely, I think, with Luna, rather than those great big bat wings. And anyway, there we go, that's her. So this is what she looks like after the everything's dried and cured, and she's got a wig on, and look at that. I think she looks pretty good. You could use her in a shop. I think if you had a vintage shop and you had vintage mannequins, you could definitely use that. Now I have to fix her body, and that will be coming up in my next video probably. So subscribe if you're interested in seeing how I bring her body back to life. Thanks for watching.